All right, well, here we are at week 4, and a number of things we're going to do this week. Maybe the most important is the Unit 1 exam. So we're going to be doing 4 activities, actually. So here we have the Unit 1 exam. We have Unit 2, Chapter 1 quiz. We also have Unit 2, Chapter 1 Common Elements CVA assignment, and 1 post to the Student Community Forum with a 3-sentence minimum. Well, notice this right off the bat. There are 2 Chapter 1s in Unit 2. So this first one is about Windows 8.1. And I'm just going to have you do a short quiz on that. I think it's important that even if you're just using Windows 7, that you know something about 8.1. And I think you'll find that a pretty easy chapter to read. Those of you who are using Windows 8.1, it might be a help to you as well to learn that a little better. Okay, we're going to, in Unit 2, be working with Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. This assignment here will use Microsoft Word called the CVA assignment. I'll get to that in a minute. And then you'll have 1 post to the Student Community Forum required this week with a 3-sentence minimum. So you can do a new thread, or you can respond to somebody else's thread. But I think you're going to want to be using this form anyway to do some problem solving. Well, here's some details about the exam. So you'll be taking it between noon Tuesday and noon Thursday. So it will be posted in the Unit 1 link between those times. You'll have 90 minutes. Now, it's important to know that if you do not finish, it'll save and submit automatically. I don't think you'll have any trouble getting through this in 90 minutes. To tell you the truth, when I give an exam like this in the classroom, most people are done within 60 or 70 minutes, so I think you'll be fine. Okay, so you'll want to save your answers as you go along. Do not leave the test before clicking Save and Submit. You have 1 submission. There'll be 100 questions, mostly multiple choice and true-false. It'll be worth 200 points. So to view the exam, take a look at this message right here. This message will be up again when you take the exam, but you can see it after 6 p.m. on Friday, and these instructions show you how to look at your score, look at the questions. And frankly, you can copy and paste this into a Word document, and you'll have it to study for the final. Notice this, number 4, approximately 25 of the 100 questions will be on the final exam, okay? All right, so to prepare for the exam, number 1, absolutely know the multiple choice and matching question for chapters 1 through 6. So there was 20 questions per chapter. There was 10 multiple choice and 10 matching. So 120 questions there. Absolutely know those questions. I guarantee you at least half of those exact same questions are on the exam. Now I'm also going to show you this PowerPoint Unit 1 practice exam in a moment, and you will want to practice that as well. Many of these are the same questions that are in your multiple choice, but I think you'll find that a good study guide as well. And then finally, know these questions I have here below. So these are repeats of a lot of the other questions, but they're asked in a different way. So go through these, know the main difference between memory and storage. I'm sure you've seen all this before. Identify some of the operating systems. What is secondary storage? What is magnetic media? Etc. Okay? So a quick look at what we'll be doing next week. You're going to have the Unit 1 exam. That'll be taken between Tuesday noon and Thursday noon. Unit 2, you're going to do the Chapter 1 quiz. That'll be due Friday at noon. Also in Unit 2, the second Chapter 1, you're going to be doing the CVA assignment. That'll be due Friday at noon. And then you need to post to the Student Community Forum. Okay, so let's move on from here. Okay, so here I am in the Unit 1 link. Let's take a look at, this will be where the exam is right here. You're used to seeing these 6 chapters, but you'll click on this and another link to perform the exam. Okay, so here's this Unit 1 practice exam. We call it the Nerd Study Game. So you can download it and use it as a study guide. I'm going to click on this link. And Here's an opportunity to save it. I'm going to do a save as. Well, where should I save this? I'm going to go to my desktop where I have my CIS 120 folder. I'm going to go to Unit 1, and I'm going to go ahead and save it right there. So here's where I am, CIS 120, Unit 1, and I'm just going to go ahead and save this Nerd Game Study Guide.pptx. That's a PowerPoint format. Okay, so this is downloading, and let's take a look at it. So here I go to CIS 120 on the desktop. I'm going to go to Unit 1, and there's my Nerd Study Game right there. I see it's still downloading, so it says partial download, so it should be ready in just a moment. And there it is. Okay, so I'm going to double click on this, and since I have PowerPoint on this machine, and you should have it on yours as well, since PowerPoint is part of the MS Office suite, and that's a free download to COCC students, I'll double click on that, and let's open it. So here it launches PowerPoint. PowerPoint found a problem with content and attempt to repair it. If you trust the source of this repair. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and expand this, all right? Okay, now notice it came up in protected view. Be careful. I'm going to go ahead and enable the editing. So I'm going to go ahead and go to slideshow from the beginning. And here I have the slides. And now I can just use the space bar to advance, or I can click. So here's a slide. And the first question is, what is this? Is that a processor, a motherboard, memory, power supply? Well, the next slide says it's a motherboard. Okay, true or false, the part of the computer that renders the output displayed on the monitor is called the video card. Is that true or false? That's true. Okay, CD, DVD, HD, and Blu-ray are all examples of magnetic, optical, flash, or RAM media. Okay, optical media. Okay, well, I'll hit escape and go on it. But as you can see, as we go through the slides here, each slide asks a question and the next slide answers it. There's about, and let me just see how many slides there are here. There's 134 slides, so you end up with about 60-65 questions there. And this is really an excellent study guide. I suggest that you go through it. Okay, before heading off to Unit 2, I want to show you how I organize Unit 2 in my CIS 120 folder. So let me double click on that. And let's go to Unit 2. And notice I put in these two Chapter 1. So this first one is for 8.1 Windows. You're going to have a quiz on that due this Friday. But then you also have this Chapter 1 Common Elements. Let me go ahead and open this, and in each of these folders for this unit, I put in a homework folder and I put in a SNPs folder. So if you take a look at Chapter 2, you see the same thing. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Let's go back to Blackboard. And here I am in Unit 2. So if I click on this first Chapter 1, you'll see that there's the Chapter 1 8.1.1 quiz that you will be performing and will be due on Friday at noon. But let's go to this next Chapter 1, and I'm sorry for the confusion. But here's this CVA assignment, which will be your first Microsoft Word assignment. And hopefully you've downloaded the free version of MS Office to perform it. Okay, it'll be due Friday at noon. So this assignment begins on step 1 on page 70 in your textbook. So you will first want to download the two attached files, and you'll want to save them to this homework folder that I just identified. So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to right-click on this first file here. In Internet Explorer, you'll have the option to save target as. In Firefox, it'll say Save Link As, okay? Well, I'm going to navigate to CIS 120, Unit 2. I want to save it in this Common Elements, the second one, and I want to save it in my homework folder, and I'm going to go ahead and save. I'll also want to get this other file as well, this one called CVA letterhead. So I'll go ahead and right-click on that, save target as, navigate out to that folder, and it comes up by default. Here it is, this CVA letterhead folder. I'm going to go ahead and save that. Okay, you can, from there, go out to that folder. Here I am, back to the folder, go to homework. And starting on page 70 with number 1, you can go ahead and double-click on this CVA file. It'll automatically open MS Word. And immediately you will want to save this file. Well, by the way, this comes up quite often where it says protected view, be careful, files from the internet, etc. I'm going to click on enable editing here. Okay. But the other thing you'll want to make sure of is down here in the corner, there's different modes. Here's read mode. When I click on that, here's the mode that you're going to want to work in called print layout. Okay. And you can scroll down here as well to zoom in, okay? Well, immediately you're going to want to save this in the textbook. There'll be an opportunity to perform a save as, and you're going to save it where? Well, you need to navigate again. So I'm going to save it on my computer. I'm going to browse again. I'm going to go out to the desktop. Well, this folder came up by default. Well, how can I tell where I am? This PC, I'm in Windows 8. I'm on the C drive, which is the main hard drive on this. I'm users, bin, desktop. Okay, there it is, CIS 120 on the desktop, Unit 2, Chapter 1. And here's where I'm going to want to click in here, and I'll save it by putting in my last name. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and save. All right. Now notice this, as I go back out to MS Word, notice that's the file I'm working in. It says U2 for Unit 2, Chapter 1, CV8 Young, .docx. And from there, I can just go ahead and continue with the exercise. Okay, so let me minimize that, go back out to Blackboard, and you will go ahead and take this exercise all the way through Lesson 7, which ends with number 10 on page 86. So you do not print. What you're going to want to do is upload this assignment. Now you'll be using this letterhead file in this assignment as well. Your file will be a docx file, but should resemble this PDF. So this PDF right here, when I click on that, this is what your final file is going to look like. And so as I scroll down through this, you can see the formatting here. Here's some bulleted list, okay? And there's pictures of this in your textbook as well, all right? To see my grading guidelines, you can click on this link right here, and here's some of the things I'm looking for when I go to grade this assignment. So feel free to look through this as well. I'm looking for this bulleted list. I'm looking for spelling errors and grammar errors that may not have been corrected. So that'll be your first Microsoft Word assignment. All right. So finally, the fourth thing is I'm going to want you to post to the Student Community Forum. Well, you should have plenty to talk about this week. Maybe you have some questions about the exam that you might want to explore. You might have some questions on the quiz for that Chapter 1 Windows 8.1 quiz. You might have questions on the CVA assignment. So I want you to start getting active in this forum. You can either post a new thread or respond to somebody else's thread. But let's start using this forum. Okay, so let's go back and review. And here I am. Okay, here's the details about the exam. Here's some Study questions. Keep in mind, absolutely know the multiple choice and matching questions from chapters 1 through 6. Use that PowerPoint practice exam and go through these study questions. If you know all these, you'll do quite well. Here's what we have due this week. We have the exam. We have the quiz for that first chapter 1. We have the CVA assignment. And we have the post to the student community forum. All right. Well, good luck. Keep in mind, this is a 4-credit course, and we expect in a 4-credit course that you put in about 9 to 12 hours a week. You might be doing that this week. So good luck to everyone on the exam and the other assignments.